Hi guys, how you all doing? Kat here from back in the saddle, looking rather tatty as usual. I'm very lucky actually that where I live I have my ducks and my vegetable garden and my doggies and my cat and the kittens and I'm very lucky that I can literally just go do the horses. Although I have a little drive out, but that's fine. Come back and do the horses and settle down to do paperwork and phone calls today, which is quite unusual for a Thursday actually. When the weather's like this, because I'm lucky enough that a lot of the horses that I see are kept very naturally and mostly are all barefoot, and some of them literally live out 24/7 and they work straight from the field. So if it's an awful day like it looks like it's going to be today, I have to cancel because I can't massage a wet horse obviously. So today will be paperwork and I have some serious things that I need to catch up on, no two ways about that. But I'll just leave my kettle from boiling. So today is rather exciting because myself and you may know Paul Cornish, equestrian, who is now based at Boyton Hall with Kelly and Cole. I've been seeing Kelly for as long as I can remember really, and I've been going to Boyton Hall, goodness me, 15 plus years I suppose, seeing horses there and working there for them, doing different things, helping them with different things, and then Kelly and her clients, and I massage the riders, and I've taught fitness classes there for the riders, which is amazing. I can do rehab type work, or I can help Paul there with his own rehab yard, and we do kind of ridden assessments, functional movement assessments, pain assessments if we've had the all clear from the vets, to check that the horse is not in pain. And that's quite a lengthy process actually. It's really interesting. Sometimes when the horse has had veterinary intervention and it's given the all clear, it's common that the rider will say something's still not right, I don't feel right, the horse isn't right, and the vets and possibly other professionals might say it's fine, just kick on and go for it, it's fine. And then that's when I come into play with my pain assessment, where I'm looking for no pain. Really comes into its own, because it's amazing what can be highlighted just during that session. But the reason today, while I'm coming on, actually, it's very much like me to go off on a tangent, which is fine, isn't it? Because then we cover all areas. Is that actually Paul and I are going to be doing some discussions, and I've already spoken to another equine massage therapist, and she would actually love to have a discussion with me as well. And what it is, it's about helping you horse owners or riders, even trainers, to really understand what's going on. There's a lot of us that I feel that are a little bit scared to come out and say what we need to say for fear of backlash, or for fear of, say things like, I've been massaging over 20 years and riding for goodness knows how many, I wouldn't want to go there, and competing in many different disciplines for many different people, way back before YouTube and smartphones, and, which is fabulous. I wish we could go back to that time, but it's not like that anymore. Just lost my train of thought because I heard a little funny noise next door. I don't know what that is. It's hard for a therapist to be able to tell somebody that is out competing weekly or more on multiple horses that actually the way they might be training them, or the way their trainer might be training them, or other different things, you don't quite agree with as another professional. And what we need to be able to do is, for the good of the horse, or for my slogan, for the love of the horse, is be able to tell another professional that is riding a lot more higher caliber horses than possibly I ever could, that there's things in their training that are being detrimental to the horse, especially when it comes from a massage therapist's point of view, because I can only do what I can do within that hour, and I can set programs and homework, but whether it gets done or not, I don't know. For somebody like myself and for Paul that have horses come to them, we have the unravelling of everything to do firstly, and some owners and some trainers might not realise as to why it's taking so long or why things are happening in a certain way, and it's because we can't train them the way they have been trained previously, because this is what is causing problems: brain, pain, or training. These are going to be the three things that we need to look at. What is going on and why is it occurring? All these three things are interlinked, no two ways about it. So if I go and see a horse after it's had its veterinary intervention, they'd be saying, yeah, it's fine, carry on as normal. So they're telling me that the horse is not in pain anymore. The horse is training, if I'm working with it, hopefully, I've been able to say it openly, it needs to be trained like this, and I can't work with you if you're going to train it like that, because I feel it's going to be detrimental to the longevity of the horse. So it's not the training, so it must be the brain. But listen, which came first and why did it come first that way? And that's fine, because it's not fine, but that's history, that's past. We're dealing with what we've got in front of us now. So what I'm hoping is that we are going to have some really deep and in-depth conversations. The conversations aren't going to be mapped out. They're not going to be structured. Whatever will come up will come up. And that's the way I love to be, and the way that my scatty mind works, for one. But for two, when you're working with horses, I find that it's usually when you give everything that little bit more time, and this comes down to everything that we do, that is when the magic starts to happen and when things start to come out. There can be a lot said by not saying anything when we're working with the horses. There can be a lot said when we're not saying anything when we're talking to people. There can be a lot said when we are just watching a horse. No ulterior need to do anything but to stand and watch, whether the horse is working or just out on the field on his own. And it's when we give ourselves that time and that clarity of thought that then suddenly things occur. A penny drops in your mind, or something just to happen. So we're going to give this some time, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. And what I'd like to say is that if there's any other therapists or trainers, even as a horse owner or a rider or a yard owner, if there's anything that you feel that you've found hard to discuss and share with other people, then this might be for you. And I've done this today without sitting at my office desk, without having a microphone, without having done makeup or anything. Literally done the horses, come back and think, right, now's time, while I'm making my toast, I'll do this. So if you're nervous of talking on videos or on cameras, I hope that this video, the way I've delivered it, is gentle enough for you to think, oh, she can do that, I can do that, I can have that conversation with her, because my horse has been doing this or been doing that, or my trainer says this and that, and I'm not sure that I agree. And half of this is knowing what to say, how to say it, but why not say it? Why not be able to say it? When your trainer's training you and they're saying, more bend, more, what the hell does that mean? Why can't you stop your horse and go, what do you mean? More what? Or whatever the case may be, yeah? because I've seen trainers training horses and the horses are glazing over to the point that their eyes are starting to roll, where the teeth are chattering so much through so much tension, and the trainer's still shouting more, and I'm like, more what? More tension? Is that what you're looking for? Or, you know, so it's got to be, why are we not saying what we want to say? Is it fear of looking stupid? Is it fear of yeah, maybe it's fear of looking stupid. Because say if I have to go and tell somebody that's training a Grand Prix or Prix St George horse that I say, oh, I don't think I agree with that. Well, I've never trained a horse to Grand Prix or Prix St George, so what would I know? And you don't want to say it because of things like that. But why can't we say it in the horsey world? Because we're also British, stiff upper lipped, stiff backed, like, oh yes, I know what I'm talking about, even to the detriment of my horse. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. So it's these kind of things, these kind of topics that we're going to be covering. So if you've had any experience about this, let me know, and we can join in a conversation. And we will also listen to the silent areas. Yeah, onwards.